Quite unfortunate that the kind of crazy stories we hear about UK recently, I begin to think UK and Nigeria, which of this country has a lot of crazy stories more than? Because it's quite crazy and surprise. All these kind of stories, as when you heard it, it will be a jaw drop. Now, it happened that this woman and her husband, who are working as a medical profession in UK, went to Nigeria and brought this boy who was just barely 12 years old. This is where the boy sleep in their house when they brought him over. This guy have stayed in that country for a long time. In fact, the reason why they brought this guy in their house was for this guy to take care of their children. So the guy will be in the house, the two husbands will went to work, packing shift, making their money. The boy will be in the house, taking care of their children. And he's not even going to school. That is the issue. So this guy has done this for a long time. After 12 years, this guy is now 24 years. So he has spent roughly 12 years in United Kingdom, doing nothing, no education, no job, no social activities, nothing. In fact, he's like a prisoner in the house. Now, when this guy come out and start looking for work, trying to be independent, try to be freedom, then it was the time that they discovered that this guy was not a documented immigrant. Although the time he came to UK was documented, but all his social activities was not documented. UK is such a country where every movement, all your activities are being documented. It happened that this guy was brought to UK. No education, nothing, just placed out there. The visa has expired for a long time and he has been there for a long time. Now, here is the interesting thing now. When the authority come in, they discover a lot of stories. Honestly, it is a modern days human slave. So it happened that this woman and the husband, after all interrogation and investigation, they received 6 years jail term. And that is what sued them. For people that are still thinking about it, going to Africa, bringing someone over to UK, not trying to mingle with everybody, not trying to put a child to have a life, because this boy don't even have any life. All his life he has been living it for them. This should be a moral lesson. And please, for African parents, some of you are not reasonable, most especially when it comes to taking your child outside Nigeria. You have to be very careful. Be mindful who you release your child to. Some of them are coming with different intention. They might tell you a lot of sweet things you want to hear, but their intention is quite different from it. So let it be a moral lesson to people out there that are still thinking on how to embark on this journey. One of our sisters that lives in UK, our Niger sister that have kids and family in UK, has recently given these Oyibo people Niger vibe. Sometimes we Oyibo people don't know that there is a way Nigerians vibe whenever there is misunderstanding. Now, here is the story. It happened that he had kids in his house. And one thing with kids is that for sure, they are going to make noise. They will make noise, no matter how you try to discipline them, no matter how you try to control their noise making. So it happened that this woman and her children has been living in this house all the time, noise making. Now, the neighbors don't find it comfortable. That is UK lifestyle. Even just a slight noise in your house, your neighbor has called police. So they called the police on her. And the police come and check. They discovered just that it was just kids' routine noise making, and they left. And it happened that this happened most of the times. Until one day, he decided to confront them. What happened was that she was in her house and those people rang her doorbell, trying to inform her to discipline her children, tell them to reduce the voice. Now, she kind of been pissed off and decided to give them Nigerian version of Basmos. Now, let's watch the video, please.
If any of you come to my door again to come and ring my bell, I'm going to insult the living daylight out of you guys. If there's a noise, call the police. If you heard any noise, call the police. I'm not scared of the police, okay? I didn't commit crime. It's just a noise. You guys called the police yesterday. You guys called the police today. What did the police do? Nothing. You called the police yesterday. You called the police today, but the police come. They don't do nothing because it's a noise. They are kids. If you guys hear any noise, you guys should just call the police. Nobody should ring my bell. When you try to ring my bell next time, I'm going to insult the living daylight out of you. Rubbish.
Just kids noise making, this is the result of it. When I tell people that we are living like kings and queens in Africa, some people think that I'm joking. We behave the way we want. It's little noise, your neighbor next door has called police for you. That is it. So this woman now, I know that maybe the kids were just brought from Nigeria. They still have this Nigerian noise making. And one thing with Nigerians is that we too, they shout. I'm in Nigeria and I'm going to say the truth. We too shout. Even our common discussion, if you're a foreigner, some people will think say we they argue, we they quarrel. But just a normal discussion, it looks as if we are quarreling. So UK peoples are not peculiar with this. I know the other time I visited there, it was not a surprise thing for me. In fact, you have to reduce your noise. In fact, your phone you are pressing don't need the volume to be very high, or else it might attract even passerby to call police on you. And the way they have accessible of police is quite so easy. Just dial the phone, the police is already there. So I think if you want to live in such country, you have to learn the rules, learn how they live their life so that it will not be strange to you, honestly. I don't know how you can control a child. Children don't know all those things. So no matter how you try to control them, they will still shout. So it's quite unfortunate that this woman finds herself in a country like UK, because UK is such a country where people with white mentality stays. If you cannot be quiet, don't live there. It's in UK that you see people driving car without horn, not like the one we are doing in Africa. The road are clear. You see someone that have mental, beep, beep. But in UK, there is a lot of traffic, but still you cannot hear horn. That is their lifestyle, is quite common there. So if you're a noisemaker, you love noise, you can do without noise. It has been your pattern life. Don't go to UK. Stay back to wherever you are. Don't try, because you're going to have problem with your neighbors, with people in your place of work, with the people you live in apartment. In fact, anyone around you, you're going to have problem with them because they don't like noise. They don't like noise. Any noise, they see it as a conflict. In fact, in Nigeria, we need to start exchanging blows. The time everybody around you will know that this case has been serious, it's already conflict. But in UK, just noise making, they're already seeing it as a serious conflict. The way they will call police on you, you start asking yourself, is there something is missing somewhere, or just this noise? Is there anything else that I did I don't remember? So please, if you're a noisemaker, forget about UK. If you have watched up to this moment, thank you guys for watching. Una beautiful. Una bye.